All right, Unit 7 review, Topic 18C, expanding. So when I expand, I use my same rules of exponents. For example, when you multiply two things that have the same base, you add the exponents. So here, when I see multiplication, I'm going to change that to plus. When I deal with exponents, when I divide with the same base, I subtract my exponents. Here, when I see division, I'm going to subtract. And lastly, for exponents, power to a power means I multiply them. So when I see something raised to a power, I'm going to turn it to multiplication. So here's what that means. The 4 is multiplied by x to the 5th, and my base stays the same during this. So log base 2 of 4, that multiplication turns into a plus. So 4 times x to the 5th, that's where the plus came from that multiplication. Again, keep your base the same. Log base 2, x to the 5th, and then that division sign here is minus. That turns into minus log base 2 y squared. My last thing here is I see that I have something raised to a power. I'm going to turn that to multiplication. So log base 2 of 4, and when you turn it into multiplication, make sure you put it in front. 5 times log base 2 of x minus log base, we have another one here, minus 2 log base 2 of y. So again, that 2 got multiplied. And now it's expanded. It's longer than it was. This is the shorter one. This is the expanded one. Let's look at the next one. So again, I've got some things that are multiplied, and I also have some things raised to a power. So the two terms that are multiplied, that's going to be a plus, and these I'm going to end up having to multiply by 2x and multiply by 6. So first let's deal with turning the multiplication into plus. And my log is base 10, so I don't need to write base 10. Remember we said you can write it, you don't have to. I'm not going to write it, it's not written here. So log base 10 of 10 to the 2x, these two things are multiplied, that becomes a plus. So log base 10 of y to the 6. And then my things that are raised to a power, this turns into multiplication. So 2x log base 10 of 10 plus 6 log base 10 of y. And then the last thing I can do here to simplify this is log base 10 of 10. Put it in your calculator and see what you get. When you have the same base, remember this is one of our rules we did for notes, and then you're doing it of that number, you get 1. So this right here, log base 10 of 10, is just 1. So I just have 2x plus 6 log base 10 of y. All right, last one. I have multiplication, so that's going to turn into a plus. I have division, that's going to turn into a minus. And I'm going to rewrite this. Instead of the square root of x, I want to write it as x to the 1/2 so I can see it as a power. So this is log base 4 of 6. And then these two things are multiplied, so that turns into plus log base 4. And I'm going to write it as x to the 1/2, right? The square root of x and x to the 1/2, those are the same thing, just written a different way. And then lastly, I'm running out of space. I'm going to try to squeeze. Well, maybe I'll write it below. That division sign turns into subtraction. So again, log base 4 of y. All right. So then I'm drawing this line just to separate because I didn't have room on one line to do this. So my last step here is I'm going to bring this power down and multiply it. So log base 4 of 6 stays the same. The 1/2 comes down, it gets multiplied. So 1/2 times log base 4 of x minus log base 4 of y. And that's expanding. So again, I started with something shorter and I expanded. I turned all of the multiplication into plus, all the division into minus, and anytime I had something raised to a power, I multiplied it.